Hi friends, it's Natalie here. Today I am going to be showcasing one of the new Sizzix My Life Handmade sets of dies, which is called New Home. And one of the best things I love about these sets is that you get so many pieces in here that are all to do with the same theme. So it gives you lots of different opportunities to do, different arrangements or pick and choose different pieces of this to make different projects. And so one of the first project that I have made, and I haven't put this together yet, but this is what I'll be showing you today, is a sweet little card, a welcome to your new home kind of card. Now, I haven't stuck down any of these pieces because this is like my mock-up. I always do a bit of a play first to see if it's going to work. And I think this design is going to work, and I'll show you how quick and easy it is to put something like this together when you've got a set of dies like this. And one of, I think, the best things about this is that it's essentially like paper piecing. And so you can use this opportunity to use up all of your paper scraps. You don't need to have sheets and sheets of, new paper. It's all about just finding some patterns and colors that sort of work together. So I'm using these sort of autumn or fall inspired kind of colors, the brown and the yellow and the orange and the red and the green. And I think that they work really well together. So let me show you how these dies work, and they're really quick and simple and easy. So on the back, as you can see, they come on this magnetic sheet, which is fabulous because then it means that I shouldn't lose any of these smaller pieces. And we're just going to start off by making the house. Now, I thought that a wood grain would be pretty cool for a house. So as you can see, I've used this before, I've cut pieces out before. So I'm just cutting out a piece of paper that I know will fit. And I've got my Sizzix Big Shot here. It's fresh and new and it's never been used before. New plates, it's all very exciting. And so simple to use. So we pop the first plate down. I typically am somebody that, for whatever reason, I got in a habit of turning my dies upside down and cutting them upside down like that. It doesn't matter, you can do them up or down. In fact, it's probably better if you do it down like this, isn't it? Because then you can see exactly where you've placed the die on your pattern, and you can see if it moves or not because of these nice clear platforms. And then you just have to run it through. And how easy is that? Now out the other end comes, ta-da, this piece, and I'm just using my, as I say, I call my poking tool, just to poke it out. Now, so you get a piece like this, and that's super cute, and you could definitely just use it like that to start building up your card. But I always think it's fun to do different colors on my house, right? So I want my roof to be yellow. So I've got another piece of scrap yellow paper that I just need to cut out a smaller piece this time. I won't need very much. And because I only need it to cover this roof shape or this roof piece. So pop it back on my platform, pop the pattern paper on top, and just going to run that through. And so it doesn't matter, it's come out just like this, so not exactly where I wanted it to cut, and that doesn't matter. But I didn't need to cut out the whole house again because I just need this roof bit. So now all I'm going to do is just take my scissors and trim across there. So I've just got a roof. And then that's going to stick on top of my house. Now likewise then I wanted the little heart smoke little piece again to be a different color, and red seemed to make sense. So now I'm going to use red pattern paper, and I've just cut out a tiny little piece because I only need this heart. Pop it on the top. And run that through again. Discard all the extra bits, pop out my heart. Put my die back on the magnetic sheet so that I don't lose it. Cutting off the little extra bit that I've got. And there's my heart. And then I'm just going to glue them all together like that so that now I've got a house with a roof and a heart that are all different colours. And so you can see how you can very, very easily make your colour scheme to match whatever your heart's desire is, whatever colours you prefer to do. Now I need some other pieces to go with this little scene that I'm creating here. So I'm choosing this, the cute little tree that will go alongside it. And again, this is going to be in 2 different colours. So I want the little pot and the stem of the tree to be reasonably plain, like this sort of beige colour. And then, of course, I'm going to do the tree bit green because that makes sense to me. So I've just cut those 2 pieces out at the same time, just to save me a little bit of effort. Pop him down and run that through. Whoops, slipping all over the place. So there's the base of my tree, and then I just need the green bit as well. Pop my tree back on my magnetic sheet. Here's my green piece. And so I'm just going to cut off the bottom, and then that will be able to layer up there. So you can see how quick and easy this is going to come together. I have already gone ahead and I've cut in the die set. There's this lovely little border strip, and I think that makes a really great grass area, or you know, it's just a border, so it's a grounding piece, right? So it's going to go down the bottom, and I've already got a piece cut out in that same green that I cut the tree, and I'm going to cut another one out of a lighter green. So you can see I won't need very much paper for this kind of piece. And this is my grass, it's going to go down the bottom. Now all cards, I think, need a sort of a sentiment or a heading or whatever you would like to call it. And the set has one included. It says new home, or of course you could just use one or the other. Like I played around with the idea of cutting out the home twice and then using letter stickers so that it would say home sweet home. So that's another option. So you don't, of course, have to use these ones, but I will use the new home as my heading, and I'm going to cut that out in this same red because, you know, it is about, I think because most of the work for this card is done, right? Like you don't have to think of the shapes or the designs and whatnot. This die set makes it so simple just to really put these pieces together and know that it's going to look really good. So I think the main trick with making cards or making projects with these kind of die sets is all to do with the color combinations that you use. So I think after a while you figure out what works, what doesn't work, that when you're cutting out little pieces like this new home, that you don't necessarily want it to be a patterned paper as such, or you don't want it to be different colors, because then it can be really hard to read. So you want it to be a reasonably sort of block color. So here's my red new. And so what I mean by that, so see on the back how the pattern is sort of red and white stripes, and forget that it's backwards, but if you imagine popping that down on your card, it would be perhaps really difficult to work out exactly what that said. But when it's a bold color, then of course it stands out nicely. And so yeah, it's just a matter of working out what colors are going to work, and maybe not using 1,000 different colors on your card, but sticking to a fairly good color scheme. So that's kind of the basics of my card. I found this cute little dog paper clip, which I thought would be super cute just to go there in the corner, which sort of fits with the color and the theme of what I'm doing. And then it's just a matter of sticking all of these things down. Now originally you would have seen in the little mock-up that I showed you that I had a piece of sort of blue card behind all of this as a grounding piece, and I'm just kind of rethinking, because when I've just done this now and stuck it all just down on plain white, I think I might like that better without the blue. Not sure. What do you reckon? So maybe what I'll do is I'll stick these pieces down, and then, because then it does otherwise look a little bit empty, I'll do my usual sort of ink splatter or something in the background there just to give it a little bit more extra color. But now all this card requires is for me to essentially just glue it together. And I typically do a little bit of a combination of foam dots and adhesive glue to give it a little bit more dimension. So I'm thinking we could stick this roof up a little bit higher. So if I use foam dots for him, it will give me just a little bit more height in my card. And then I'll use glue to stick the heart on the top. Alright, so that's how my card is going to go, and I'll come back and show you the finished project. So here's the end result. I clearly decided to not go with the blue background, but did splatter some blue paint in the background. And if you're wondering how I attached that cute little dog paperclip, then what I did was actually, can you see, cut a little slit just in the front of the card there to pop the paperclip in behind. This is just one of the many possibilities of different designs that you can make with this whole set. And as you can see, there are plenty of different dies in here that I didn't even touch today, like the flowers and these birds and the key and the other little house. So the possibilities here are quite endless. But I hope you've enjoyed what I've made today, and that it might give you some ideas. See you later.